This is where the world's leading military nations are competing for control.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I want us to discuss about Raila Odinga's AUC fears. Raila Odinga is a Kenyan candidate for the AUC chairmanship in Addis Ababa. The elections will be conducted on the 25th February 2025. Ali Youssouf In, the Djibouti candidate, is coming out as the closest competitor to Raila Odinga. The Mauritius candidate has no chances in the African Union Commission chairmanship. But of late, there were some rumors around the Djibouti candidate withdrawing from the race, which was later revealed as mere propaganda by the Kenya's government to try and diminish his candidature. But why do you think Raila Odinga and the Kenyan government fear the Djibouti candidate? Before we continue, subscribe and give this video a like. Most of you are watching my videos and not subscribing. We are out to 10,000 subscribers. Kindly hit the subscribe button. Okay, I've done some research around the Djibouti candidate, and I've realized that Djibouti is one of the countries in Africa which is very strategic for the world powers in the world. I want you to listen to a short clip explaining why Djibouti and its position in Africa is very critical to the world powers in the world. Have a look.
Djibouti, a small country in Africa, has become the focal point of the global power race in recent years. This is where the world's leading military nations are competing for control. With a population of only about 1.1 million people, Djibouti has more foreign military bases than anywhere else in the world per capita. In Djibouti, you can find military bases of the US, France, Saudi Arabia, Japan, Italy, the UK, and even China. Djibouti's strategic location, situated at the heart of one of the most important maritime choke points, the Bab el-Mandeb Strait, has made it a bustling international trade confrontation point, especially for oil and gas supplies. The US, China, and other powers are all seeking to ensure security for this trade route. Meanwhile, countries like Saudi Arabia and the UAE are also interested in protecting their own interests as the region becomes increasingly volatile. So why does Djibouti allow them to establish military bases on its territory? The simple answer is money. China pays about $100 million annually for their military base, while the US pays about $70 million. For a small country with a GDP of only about 3.483 trillion USD in 2021, this is entirely reasonable.
Djibouti has more foreign military bases than any other country in the continent of Africa. I'm not undermining Raila Odinga's influence across Africa and in the entire world. But if the international community is going to interfere, na wamekuwa tu wakiinterfere even in the local elections in Africa, so AU is not going to be a different race. The international community will be keen to follow up on and decide on who becomes the next AUC chairman. If they are going to interfere with the affairs of Africa, rest assured, Raila Odinga will be disadvantaged. Not to mean that Raila cannot win the race, but this one is a plus to the Djibouti candidate because they are housing military from the world powers, USA, Russia, and other countries. Remember, most countries in Africa are still in a good communication with their former colonial masters. That's why we still have organizations like the Commonwealth. African presidents paying allegiance or tribute to the King of England. Previously, it was the Queen of England. I want you to imagine. And we attained independence way back in the 1960s. But that connection is still present to date. Only the youthful leader from Burkina Faso, Traore, was able to chase away the colonial masters, and he said no to the French. Ladies and gentlemen, what's your take? Do you think the Djibouti candidate can win against Raila Odinga because of the international community? Is it possible? I know most of Kenyans are behind the Djibouti candidate because they believe that William Ruto is pushing Raila Odinga to go for the AUC chairmanship so that he can easily inherit his strong bases in the year 2027. So Raila Odinga ameenda huko ndo Ruto, Raila akiingia atupange hapa chini maji 2027, but Kenyans are awake. That's why Kenyans' favorite candidate is the Djibouti candidate. Not to mean that we are not patriots, but William Ruto is a chess master. But Kenyans are becoming wiser day in, day out. That's my take. Express your opinion in the comments, give the video a like and subscribe. Thank you for tuning in.
So ladies and gentlemen, let me just see if I'm okay. I want to speak something here, and this is a very important message that I need it so that Mheshimiwa Raila Odinga ipate hii. You know, watu wanaogopa kumwambia ukweli. Hata ukiwa na miaka ngapi, there comes a time you must also listen from the young people. And because you understand, number one, wewe unasema unapigania mambo ya devolution. It's true you are fighting for the devolution. Let us even leave alone that you sold your members of parliament or ODM to the Kenya Kwanza government. And maybe definitely you are paid to do so. Now, sisi in this country, we people, what Kenyans want, the funds should be devolved. The carer that you want it to be taken away back to the counties. Carer has been devolved, not even to the counties, but to the constituency level, whereby every constituency in this country is entitled for monies to maintain roads, and the carer has professionals who does quality job without no compromise. Wewe unataka hii na imelikuwa devolved mpaka to the constituency, whereby every constituency in this country gets equal amount for the road maintenance. Wewe Raila unataka ati hii wavunje iende kwa county. And I know the reason why is because you have a very big jump you get from these governors. That's why you are protecting them. And you know the history why the Kenya Roads Board refused the monies, some money not to go to the counties, because they were doing shoddy jobs. They didn't want to be oversight. They didn't want to be oversight. Wakipata pesa wanalipa mishahara na mabarabara zetu zinaendelea kuumia. Wakawapatia waka increase the revenue, ikakuwa kazi yao iko ku open roads and then care to maintain the roads. Wewe unataka wavunje mpaka ile kera venye